Imagine this. The worst call you can get from your boss. It's not a firing, but it's worse. It's a financial disaster. Your boss calls you in, a paper is slammed on the table, and they tell you that due to a payroll error, you now owe the company a staggering math BF $7,000. You've been accidentally taking their money for a year. That amount alone is terrifying. But then comes the unbelievable, illegal ultimatum. They look you straight in the eye and give you two shocking choices. Either pay the entire lump sum back right now, or you can start working for free until the debt is cleared. Most people would instantly panic. Most people would agree to the terms just to save their job. But the shocking truth, the one secret your employer is betting you don't know, is that this entire demand is completely illegal. And the law installs a massive firewall that could instantly wipe out over AMATH BF 90% of dollars of that supposed debt. This story exposes the illegal clawback trap, the shady tactics bosses use, and the one legal loophole that shifts all the power back to you. Section 1. The $7,000 shockwave and the blind spot. This high-stakes financial disaster is exactly what hit Natalie. Her payroll department, through a series of errors over 12 months, had quietly deposited an extra $7,000 into her bank account. Because Natalie was hustling, working 2 different jobs just to keep up with the cost of living, she wasn't scrutinizing her bank statements every month. This is the critical blind spot for millions of working people. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you focus on the number hitting your account, not the fine print or the tiny incremental overpayment. This failure to spot the error turned a simple corporate administrative mistake into a life-altering financial crisis for Natalie. But the real betrayal, the moment of pure emotional leverage, came right after her boss revealed the total amount. He didn't offer a corporate apology or a legal repayment plan. He offered an outright, outrageous, and illegal threat. Section 2. The illegal ultimatum. Exposed. Wage theft in reverse. The boss's demand, pay the entire $7,000 immediately, or report for work without receiving a single dime, is an act of pure financial intimidation designed to make Natalie panic. Let's be absolutely clear. Forcing an employee to work for free to pay off a debt is a fundamental violation of federal labor laws. It's not just unfair. It's a major Math BF FLSA violation, effectively amounting to wage theft in reverse. Under the Fair Labor Standards Act, you must be paid for every single hour you work, and an employer cannot use the overpayment debt, a payroll department mistake, or any other financial excuse to compel free labor. This illegal demand instantly turned Natalie's payroll error into a massive managerial risk. Your boss cannot legally force you into this unethical trap. But here is the critical distinction that every employer relies on. While they can't make you work for free, they can legally try to reclaim the money, but only under extremely strict federal rules that most employees, and even some managers, don't fully grasp. Section 3. Federal laws, the clawback rules, and the AMATH BFF 25% firewall. The core truth is this. Your employer does have the legal right to try and claw the money back. Federal law, specifically the MathBF U.S. Consumer Credit Protection Act, CCPA, treats the overpaid funds as a type of authorized wage advance. However, the CCPA immediately installs a crucial federal firewall for your disposable income. Your paycheck cannot be cut by more than the MathBF 25% dollars of your weekly disposable earnings. This means if you are already living close to the margin, the law aggressively protects the bulk of your income. If your weekly disposable earnings, that's the money left after mandatory tax deductions, fall below a certain low threshold, around 30 hours at federal minimum wage, they can't legally garnish a single cent. That MathBF 25% dollar cap is the national federal limit, designed to ensure you can still pay your rent and feed your family. These rules set the floor for protection, but here is the essential turn. Some states are far more protective. and the law that offers you the most financial safety is the one that applies. This is the pivotal moment where Natalie's luck changed. Section 4. The New York State loophole, the massive 8-week win. The state law governing Natalie's employment is her massive hidden advantage, a legal bomb that almost instantly wipes out most of her $7,000 debt. New York state law has a shocking and specific provision, the Mammoth BF 8-week look-back rule. Deductions for overpayments can only be legally made for the amounts that were overpaid during the 8 weeks immediately prior to the employer giving formal written notice. Since Natalie's hefty overpayment of $7,000 was systematically spread out over an entire year, the employer can only legally attempt to recover the small fraction of that debt that falls within those 2-month limits. The law effectively dismisses the debt accrued over the other 10 months. This is the single most powerful legal protection against a large retroactive clawback. It is the ultimate check on corporate sloppiness. But even to deduct that smaller legal amount, the boss has to follow a strict formal process that a verbal meeting cannot satisfy. Section 5. The employer's formal notice trap and the counter move, the confrontation Natalie had with her boss in his office. It doesn't count as legal notification. To begin the legal garnishment process in a protective state like New York, the employer is legally required to send a formal written notice of intent at least Y-MathBF fee 3 weeks dollars before the first deduction can take place. This mandatory document must clearly state the exact total amount overpaid, the precise amount that will be deducted from each paycheck, and, crucially, detailed information on how the employee can formally contest or dispute the overpayment claim. This strict protocol is exactly why the boss immediately pushed for the illegal lump sum or work-for-free option. They were trying to bypass the legal complexity and the long 3-week wait time for proper notification. The pressure tactic is designed to make you fold before they have to do the legal paperwork. Your ultimate countermove is to stand firm, inform the boss that unpaid labor is illegal, and simply demand the proper, formal, written notice. If they can't produce it, they can't legally touch your paycheck. Section 6. The Payroll Accuracy Crisis. You are the auditor. This entire stressful crisis confirms a terrifying systemic truth about corporate America. You are the only one who can reliably audit your paycheck. A major 2022 Ernst & Young report revealed that the average company's payroll accuracy is only a terrifying 80-15%. This stat frames the entire issue not as a rare, isolated incident, but as a systemic crisis of oversight. This high error rate creates a double threat for you. While Natalie was overpaid, the statistical reality is that you are far more likely being underpaid right now and simply haven't noticed. This makes checking your bank statements and cross-referencing your pay stubs non-negotiable. It is your single, best defense against unexpected loss of income and the constant threat of being shorted wages you've earned. Conclusion. The final showdown and employee power Natalie's story is a critical lesson in employee empowerment. The boss's initial demands for a lump sum or free labor were MathBF 100% illegal and predatory. The law, specifically the federal MathBF card 25% dollar cap and the state-level MathBF card 8-week look-back rule, severely limits the damage. Natalie's power was never in compliance. It was in knowing the law and demanding the proper for MathBF or formal notice. If your employer ever attempts to force unpaid labor or violates these strict garnishment limits, do not argue with your boss. Your final powerful step is to file an administrative claim with your state's MathBF Department of Labor. Payroll errors are not mere accounting mistakes. They are a crisis of corporate oversight, and your diligence is the only thing standing between their sloppiness and your financial ruin. This story proves that when you know the rules, you hold all the power.